Hi there. Just want to take a look at some data which was released on the UK trade balance a couple of days ago, which suggests that there might be a J-curve effect kicking in the UK economy. So the value of the exchange rate, the external purchasing power of the pound, has been falling quite sharply since the June 2016 Brexit vote to leave the EU. The pound has fallen in value. Don't forget the pound is a floating currency. It has depreciated by more than 12, sometimes 15% against a range of currencies, notably against the US dollar and also against the single European currency. Now, the J-curve idea. So the J-curve is the concept, the notion that in the short term, a weaker currency actually might cause the overall balance of trade to get worse, not better. And indeed, the evidence suggests that there's not much sign of an improvement in the UK trade balance in goods and services together since the pound started falling back in the summer of 2016. Why is this? Well, the bottom line, the simple argument, still holds true, is that depreciations take time to sink in. There are time lags between a fall in the currency and exports picking up strongly and we sell more goods and services overseas. UK tourist sector seems to be doing pretty well at the moment. Lots more people flying in from the States over Christmas and wave after wave of Russian and Chinese tourists coming into the UK. But on the import side, the fall in the pound has caused import prices to go up quite sharply. We're seeing that in the inflation data, and that's fed through quite quickly to people spending more on overseas products, spending more on overseas holidays, spending more on imported gas, natural gas from Europe. So the import bill has gone up, but it's taking time for exports to respond. The result is, we look at the data, that our trade deficit in goods and services in November 2016 widened to £4.2 billion just in 1 month. The value of imports rising faster than exports. And can you see there bottom right that since June 2016 our trade deficit has worsened. I'm not suggesting we're going to get a trend which looked like a J, but it's taking time for the trade balance to respond to the depreciation in sterling. Will 2017 be the year when the trade balance noticeably starts to improve? In which case we might well talk about the J-curve effect kicking in, particularly the improvement side of it. Or will 2017 be a year when actually our export sector also struggles to maintain momentum, perhaps because of a Chinese slowdown or events in the United States or a continued crisis in Europe? So the trade balance is definitely one to watch in the months ahead, but I think it's quite an interesting example of where the theory of the J-curve might actually be shown in some of the data. So keep an eye on that on the macroeconomic side of things.